What's up, guys? I'm Feel Good Kenny. Hope you're all feeling good today. So I got another chess video for you guys, but in this video, I'm not going to play a game. I'm actually going to review 4 different games that I played recently, and all of these games have something in common, right? My opponents, these are all games that I won, and my opponents did not play very well. And because of that, I sort of wanted to talk about the fact that, like, I feel like I am actually performing at an ELO, which is much higher than what I'm actually rated right now on chess.com. Right now, I'm rated 1200. I think I'm playing more like a 13, maybe mid 1300 player. I've been doing a little bit of studying recently. I have a couple tricks, which, for example, I'll show you a couple of them in this video. And really, that's kind of the thing that ties all these games together, is that my opponents are not playing good. So I did win all the games. This first game, my opponent actually hung their queen 4 times, and I'm very embarrassed to say that I did not see them. I did not see the fact that my opponent hung their queen at least 3 of the times. I might have taken it on the 4th one. But yeah, let's go ahead and show you this first game. Now, of course, I don't win all the games. I do lose sometimes. Some of the opponents at 1200 here are actually pretty good, but sometimes you get these players that are just not very good. So in this game, my opponent plays a Scotch, and I do play the standard book move here, moving my bishop out there to c5, and we do some of this, and then after a few moves here, probably not the most optimal moves by me, but my opponent hangs their queen after I move my knight over here, right here. So this is a bad move by my opponent, right? They just put me in check and hung their queen. And that, I mean, I cannot believe that I didn't even see this. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was just like, let me just move out of the way real quick. And I just moved. And that was a major mistake for me. I cannot be doing that if I want to get higher, ELO. Yeah, anyway, let's see. What other things? Yeah, they hung this is another move where they hung their queen. So this is 2 moves. My opponent's queen is left hanging, right? Yeah, cool. They got their bishop out of the way, but they hung their queen still. Their queen is still hanging. And I didn't see it. I just pushed my pawn. So yeah, they got their queen to safety here after a few moves. They get luckily, they didn't hang their queen there. They saw my knight attacking it. Okay, so here, this is an interesting position because this is a blunder. And so some ideas here are just for me to take. What else could I have done? Bishop here, I don't know what that does exactly. Don't know why the computer's recommending that. But no, I do just take in the game. Now this pawn is defended by this bishop. And I think I saw that. I knew that. But then they put me in check. So this might be why I wasn't even thinking about the fact that this pawn was attacking the queen. When I took, I was more so thinking they can't take back. And I don't know why that was my thought process. Like, take, they can't take back. But I wasn't even thinking that, no, my pawn is threatening their queen. So I just completely missed that. They put me in check. I think, yeah, I just took it. They took back. And here, the queen was hanging. And here, I should have just taken. So that's the 3rd move that my opponent's queen was hanging. And did I take it? No. I moved the pawn forward. I threatened the knight. Now, I'm threatening the knight now and the queen. What does my opponent do? They do take the pawn. So their queen was hanging. Their queen was hanging. And they said, no, I don't want my queen to hang. So they take. And here, I actually did take their queen, thankfully. So that was 4 moves. That was the 4th one right here. So that was the 3rd. And now the 4th move, their queen was hanging. So, yeah. So to that first position that queen was in, back when the queen was attacking my king here, then 1 with their queen right here, and then the final 4th time their queen was hanging here. So that was just embarrassing for me. So if you want to see how the game ends, this game actually ends I think with me just sort of giving up my queen for the rook in the endgame here. So yeah, I take their rook on the back rank. And in this position, I was a little bit worried about their rook coming over here and doing some stuff. I mean, it couldn't really come down here because I have all of my pieces essentially defending this square. But I was just I was worried that there was maybe a way for me to get checkmated here. Now, the analysis does say that there's mate in 7. I was a little just worried about how to finish this. I saw that I have a pawn pretty close to the end here. The king's way over here. So I decided to go ahead and... what did I do? Oh, I did move my rook there, but then they moved their king here. Then I moved my queen here. Okay. So I did sacrifice my queen to get rid of their rook just so I could... I even got rid of my, I traded all my pieces here. My rook to get their bishop just because I knew that I would get a queen. And that's how this game ended, right? Mate, right there. So that is game 1. I cannot believe that my opponent hung their queen that many times. One of the reasons why I believe that I should be higher rated. Even though I missed it, still not cool. So then we go ahead and go to the next game here. Now, what was this game? Let's find out. So I'm playing with the black pieces, and they go for... Oh yeah, this is one of the traps that I know. So they try the fried liver. The fried liver attack. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with that, you guys might not understand this position. They're essentially targeting this square, right? They want to, they want me to do something like this so they can go here and fork my rook and my queen, right? So one of the moves to prevent this is to go here. Now, of course, they take, and what they want you to do here is they want you to take that pawn, right? Because then they sacrifice their knight, which you can take with the king, right? They give that a brilliant move. This is a very common beginner tactic of the fried liver. And then they can bring their queen out here or whatever they do, right? So now I did watch a video. I think it was from the channel Chess Vibes, something like this trap has been fallen for like 394,000 times or 84 or 83 or whatever it was, like 400,000 times, 300,000 times. And I watched that video and I learned a really cool trick, and I like that trick. So here's what the trick was. But actually they didn't fall for it. But I tried it. So the trick goes like this, right? You go here, they take, and then instead of like taking here and falling for the fried liver, you move your knight here. And then they try to go here, you take, and they think they fork you, but you just move your queen over here, and you let them take your rook, right? This is what they want, right? They're happy. But now, obviously, you could take their bishop here. That is one of the reasons why you do this. But the main reason is to go here, because then they don't really... I mean, they can't leave their rook there. They can't move the rook here, so they got to move their rook here. And when they do so, you move your queen here, right? Then if they block with their queen, you just take it. If they try, apparently that was wrong. Why is that wrong? Because they can move here. But I mean, you're winning a queen. But if they try blocking with the bishop, which they might think is okay, a lot of people will miss this. This is a mate. This is mate in 1, right? Your king is smothered. They can't move anywhere. And this bishop can't take because the queen is, threatening the king. So that's a really cool trick. And I like that. Now, of course, there's things that the opponent can do. And in fact, in this situation, I'd try it. But this person was not smart. They thought this was the fried liver, but it's not the fried liver. This is not how that works. That only works if I took with this knight, right? So here they just sacrificed their knight. And from here, I took with the king. They put me in check. I blocked with the bishop, which is the best move. They take the pawn. I take their pawn back. And from here, I make several of the best moves. I mean, all of their pieces are still back here. I've got 2 knights out, a queen. This bishop, I'm gonna bring out here, and now my rooks are connected, and you know they could each go to the middle if they wanted to. And yeah, this game, it was just my opponent played horribly here, which again, this is a reason why I feel like my opponent, some of these people at 1200 are just, I'm not saying that 1200 is a low elo. 1200 is a good elo for people playing chess, you know, but my point here is that I think that I'm actually better than a lot of these people, which is, it's just a way to kind of boost me up to feel better about my chess skills. And the fact that I've improved a lot since the beginning of the year. That's all I'm saying. So they moved their queen. Yeah, I threatened their queen. So what I was thinking about doing here was, I was thinking about maybe taking. But then I saw this check, and I think, okay, so I could have blocked here, or I could have moved here, and then I think the queen can take this, right? Maybe not. I guess no, that would just be giving up a rook. So I guess they wouldn't try. I was worried about that line, so I didn't do it. But I guess I could have. It would have been fine. So I moved my rook over to e8, threatened their queen. Yeah, my opponent played horribly. They moved their queen here, which blundered their queen. Check, take back, take their queen. And from here, I mean, look at all the pieces I have out here. I mean, it's pretty open here in the middle. No pawns here in any of these files. But I got more pieces. I got the rooks in the center. And this game actually ends with a really cool move. I guess there might have been something better. What was that? Okay. I should have done that. Then take, and then bring this up. Yeah, I mean, it could have ended like that, but it didn't. You know how it ended? Queen sacrifice. It was just a very simple trap. I thought that my opponent, I guess this was a bad move by me. Okay, so maybe I'm not as good as I think I am. But I figured if they take, I mean, it's just mate. Which by the way, is what happened. They did take my queen. First, I guess that was wrong. There was something better for them to do, right? This is how the game ended. But I was thinking here, they can't move anywhere, right? They can't move here because it's just, I mean, here. Or I guess I could have taken with a queen. But like, they can't move here. Because, I mean, I could take, I mean, I guess they could take back, but again, same situation. So I thought there was nothing wrong with this move, but the analysis says, oh, yeah. The analysis says to protect, okay, well, I gotta learn. This is a learning lesson for me. I'm learning this live, right, for you guys. Apparently, I should not have done that, because that connects these rooks, and then I can't take. Wow, okay. But there's still a mate in 14, apparently. I mean, I'm still winning. But like, I thought that was a fun way to, end the game with a queen sacrifice, kind of tricking them. But yeah, definitely gave up something there. Okay, so that's how the game ended. Next game is a very quick one, but I want to talk about this very particular line. So this is the England Gambit. So I like to play the London a lot with white. So I start with d4, but they went e5. This is the beginning of the England Gambit. They move their queen out here. Then I do follow up with the knight move there to f3. They go knight c6, standard England Gambit. Now, I did fall for it because I knew that there is a way to defend against the England Gambit, to let them kind of go for it. And if they try to go for it, if you know the right moves, you won't lose to it, right? England Gambit is a very dangerous trap. I'm not going to show it to you guys in this video, but I ended up watching a video. It was Daniel Naroditsky's video that he made on the counter to the England Gambit, which is a very great video. I think it's like 45 minutes long, or like maybe an hour long, showing a lot of different variations for different lines. And there was one line that I thought was basically the best thing for me to do. And apparently that line is to actually start with bishop here. Bishop to g5, threatening the queen. This does allow them to actually go for, this does allow them to go ahead and go for the England Gambit here. And it looks like you're just letting them get what they want. But really, if you just come back and defend, this kind of prompts them to take your pawn here. But then if you go here, you know, they could do something like here or here, but there's always a good follow-up, right? I think if they move the knight here, you want to go here. And I can't remember what their best move is. They're going to want to do a lot of different things. In this position, I actually don't know. I can't quite remember what the opponent is going to do, but basically you don't let them get what they want, and you can defend the England Gambit. But I did use the Gambit myself against people, and it is devastating to actually beat them in like 12 moves or 10 moves or whatever it is. But in this game, I actually made the mistake of going here. I fell for the trap. So then when they go for this and you block like this, they just take your bishop. So that was a mistake, but there is a good move here. And I did play the best move, which is knight to d5. Now you're threatening this. Okay, so you're threatening the queen, and you're threatening to fork the king and get their rook. So even though you took their bishop, now the correct move here is what? Apparently the analysis says queen here. But yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was. But my opponent was so focused on preventing this, so they moved their king over, and I took their queen, and they resigned. And that's how this game ended. So once again, an opponent at this elo giving up their queen. Another example here, I think, of like some of the opponents are just not thinking. And I can get some easy wins like this, which is going to boost my elo up even higher if I keep doing stuff like this. But yeah, I wish I would have remembered how this one went. Instead of blocking with the knight, to block back with the bishop. And I know that I can defend against this, right? I know I'm not going to lose to their setup. The thing that you just don't want to do is when they take this, you don't want to go like this. This loses you the game, right? Because you think you're trapping the queen, and then they go here, right? And then you can't take yeah, you can't take any of this because that just loses. So yeah, I mean, it's just not good. I just know not to make that move, and I think that I can defend that pretty well. So yeah, those are really the only tricks I know, is how to defend against the England Gambit against people, because I'm going to play d4 a lot with the London, and then that other trick I showed you with the fried liver. Those are the two like tricks I know. Now, final game. Final game that I have for you. This is actually a real game, I feel like. Let's go ahead and move on. So I'm here with the white pieces. I do play a London. And I actually don't know how to defend against this London, or against this defense against the London. So I don't know what the right way to play it specifically against this opening is. But I just do my best, right? I try here to do some stuff. I castle. Apparently that was an inaccuracy. But we got a good fight in this game. We got a pretty good fight here. I was winning here. This move loses. Yeah, I totally overlooked that. In fact, one of the reasons why I played pawn to c4 here was because I wanted to prevent this knight from going here. Right? That was like the only spot that I saw that it could go. I thought it was going to have to move back here. But when I moved this pawn up, I ignored the fact that my pawn is no longer defending that square because it got pushed. So yeah, I didn't see that. And yeah, that apparently is, I I lost a little bit of an advantage I had, but at this elo, it doesn't really matter. Took my bishop here. I guess that was a good move. I should have taken with the other pawn. So yeah, this was a fork on my king and my bishop. So if I just move my king over, they take. I didn't want that to happen, so I pushed the pawn up here to block. So if they took, which they did take, then no longer is that gonna get my bishop. So I thought losing a pawn was better. Apparently, en passant here would have been good. Oh yeah, they missed that. That's check and the pawns. Oh, I guess I was gonna lose my bishop here if I was playing a good player. So I would have had to block with the queen. Okay, queen takes here. Would I not take? No, I wouldn't take, would I? No, analysis says take. Okay, trade queens. Man, that yeah, this game would have been a lot different if that happened. It did not happen. Okay, well, there you go. I thought I saved my bishop, which I did save my bishop, but opponents not making the best move there. Gotta see that en passant. Yeah, so I did save my bishop. Threaten the queen a little bit. Now here, push my pawn up there. Lose my pawn there. So yeah, I thought my bishop was in a very bad position here, so I wanted to reroute it and kind of go up here and threaten this pawn. And that's basically what I did these next few moves. Push the pawn up, lose my pawn there. My opponent is winning so well here. So this is a game that I'm showing you in this, not because... Like, this is not a good example of me doing a good job against people at this elo. Like, I should have lost this game. But my opponent made some mistakes, or I just made some good moves. Well, I mean, I guess I'll let you be the judge of that. So I take here, right? That pawn's defended by my bishop. Here, I see something really cool. They push their pawn here. I move my bishop back, right? So they've got a lot of pressure here with these pawns. This bishop. Then I saw something here. Here's what I saw. I said, if my opponent goes here, right? My opponent's going to want to go here. Not only does it push a pawn forward, which is good for them, but it also would block this pawn. Now, the analysis clearly says it's a blunder, right? Because this pawn was defending the bishop. But, like, my opponent might think, go here. Actually, that is what happens in the game. This is what happens in the game. Right? I move my bishop back. They move that pawn forward. And I made the next moves so quick because I saw it. At this position, I saw exactly what was going to happen. Here. No. I decided to just push this pawn forward is what happened. I made a quick move here to let them take. Then I took here because they take back with the rook and they leave this rook open, right? That's what I saw. Now, the one thing I did not have to do here was I did not have to move this pawn forward. I thought I needed a little bit of an in-between move to get their queen to get off of this square. I thought I wanted their queen to be off of this square, and in reality, I didn't need that to be the case. I could have just taken immediately, I guess. Yeah. But I wanted them to get the queen off that square. And yeah, so they fell for it. And that got me basically into a winning position. And I got to take this pawn. And I did miss a fork here. Here there was a fork available. Queen here. Check. Take their rook. I missed it. I sat here thinking forever about how I could like move my queen to like this square, to like fork it this way, and or move here first. I did take that pawn, and I thought like something like this. And in this position, I did end up seeing this, but by this point, it was too late. They moved here. They wanted to trade the rooks. My opponent could have come back here because they got 2 pawns pretty close, but I did not make the best moves here. I lost all of my advantage. They also only had 12 seconds left, so I was winning on time here. And here, they just, no. They ran out of time in this position. But no, they also just, that wasn't a good move. So, yeah, I mean, that's really just sort of a breakdown of some of the games I played recently. I feel like, I mean, to be fair, you guys even saw in all of these games that I did not, I mean, it's not like I'm playing at like an extremely high elo or anything. But I guess my point here is that even when I make mistakes, like missing their queen or losing an advantage in a position, like even in those scenarios, I do feel like my opponents are making many more mistakes than me. And I do find some good moves every once in a while. And I have a couple tricks, like facing the England Gambit and, you know, facing the fried liver. And I feel like those are enough at where I'm at right now at 1200, playing high 1100 players. I do feel like that's enough for me to continuously make progress and win against some of these people. So yeah, that's basically where I'm at right now with chess. I do expect to get back up to 1300 here soon and have a little bit more competition and really probably struggle a lot. But yeah, I'm studying some more openings like the London. I'll probably find some black opening like the Caro-Kann or the Dutch opening or something. I'm probably going to study those, and that's pretty much where I'm at right now. So this is, yeah, I thought that some of these games would be interesting to show you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed them. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.